So Steve Sear, the picture, the reason, so there's this really goofy picture. They won the contest. Did you see what I posted on the Next Level? TheNextLevel.me. They didn't have the .com. I wasn't going to do like the Next Level team program. Like, I just, you know what? .com is going the way of the dodo. Trust me. Mark my words.
.house is available.
There's many more coming. .level is coming. Guess what? I'm going to hop on when that comes out. Just next.level.
Oh, yeah.
Done. Easiest URL in the world, you know.
That's curious.
Yeah, exactly. No, but so anyway, the point is like the reason I put their picture after the Masters of Strongman and they're all like flexing and whatever. One of the reasons I chose it was something that the previous teams never would have seen coming. Canby was known as the big lean guy. He was known as the guy who had the natural shape, and everyone said it must be his genetics. Now I can't argue for his strength, but as a coach, my job is to deny that genetics made any of you, as long as I possibly can, and hang on to that as much as I possibly can, because that's what most people's intuition is, and my intention is to make sure you know how to fucking max out. So if I play along with that intuition, so oh, it's genetics and shrug and walk away, there might be an entire swath of data that we're missing. So Steve Sear was at the contest, and Canby used to be leaner, he's a little heavier, and Sear's a little bigger. And the two of them, side by side, and I went, holy shit, Sear's bigger than Canby. That has never happened. What it was that Canby started, he was like working on a farm and lifting and wrestling when he was like 9, and went straight through athletic. They didn't even pull him back. It was just like, you know, like just complete athlete for like, technically he's now going almost on 2 decades. Now when you think of 2 decades of athleticism, you would expect an incredible physique. Steve Sear played video games until he was 22. And then he started lifting, and then maybe 21, you know. And so it's kind of like he had a little more catch-up to do. So now here he is, you know, almost a decade down the road, and he's beginning, okay, he's catching up, but it's proving that maybe Canby wasn't genetics. That maybe because he was young and awesome, and everyone's like, hey, just genetically, like, no, he just started young, and maybe there was something he has. And that's how I used to coach him. That's why he trusted me. There's something intuitively he had. We had to find it. Because if I could prove that there was an intuition that was maxing him out, we can write off genetics, and also we now have a method that's viable, valuable, and can be handed forward. You all have it. In some form or other, we all have it. So for example, you know, as I've never said that you guys are, I say you're fast adapters. I don't say that you're genetically agile. You know, you're fast adapters. And I don't know yet if it's you learned to be adaptive or if it is something genetic. As a coach, I have to immediately say, no, something they learned, to see if I can figure out where it was on here. We only know when we push it with the agenda of a contest, because then intentions will potentially override the intuition, and we can begin seeing what pops out. You see what I'm saying? What was skew and what wasn't. Are you following all this? I don't want to go too. Are you following or are you lost?
I think I'm following.
You're finally biting. Finally, put the chum in the water. He's finally there. So this is all like backbone. Now, when all this stuff that I was talking about with like, you know, intuition and whatnot, why am I doing this big lead into the big money thing? Well, when I first started coaching, it still is intimidating. I'm completely intimidated by you guys. I'm not going to lie. I'm very open about it. I see incredible physiques, incredible drive, incredible athleticism, incredible potential, incredible everything, and then I have to say, oh, I got to make it better. And it's wildly intimidating as a prospect. Remember, I'm trying to pull that refined piece out and carry it on to the next person. That's why I'm here. But meanwhile, I can't pull that out unless you guys all ascend, and then I pull it out from underneath kind of thing. I got to get you guys up to another level, then I can take away the previous level. Our first team guide was the one who named it. I hated the name, but anyway, that was what. Now you know. Anyway, so I'm trying to bring my A game. This is an iMac at home downloading Photoshop. Anyway,
40%.
It's like that. I'm sitting there, I'm like, on the other computer, and I'm like, I can't get anything done. I'm playing Bejeweled. So, so in terms of finding it, in terms of working with you guys and finding that information, I had to talk about training. When I tried to get a team, the first team was a thanks for the first 5 teams. It was a shit show getting guys to talk about training. Because I got one of 2 things. Tell me exactly what to do right now, and I'd be like, I'm as dumb as you, I don't know. Or I know exactly what I'm doing, and I have an exact plan, and it works, and I don't want to change it. This makes for shit dialogue to figure out method. It makes for shit dialogue. So I had to figure out common language. That was my first thing. As I began probing common language to conduct dialogue and find out what you did and whatever, I started stumbling across similarity. And so I started testing my theory. And you guys will get used to it. Every once in a while I get a mad theory and you see me chasing it. And one hasn't hit me yet, but probably get like 2 or 3 a year. And you'll see me go kind of apeshit. It's very funny to watch. My mother's terrified because most major philosophical theorists, cultural theorists, something on the order of like 40 to 50% of them produce their seminal work, publish, and then meet an untimely death. Suicide, car accident, murder. It is one of the most weirdest statistics that great thinkers die young. My mother is horrified when I chose my major review theory because she's convinced. She never wants me to finish my work because she's like, you'll die. I sometimes am labor into that too. I'll rework on something and I'll just, like, I'm going to practice, but this is one of those big aha moments that kind of shattered it because I'm trying to get everyone to go like this. And so what people do is they start boring down and try to talk, dig underneath and get to the roots and what's the information and how does a bench press maximize your blah, 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 and this, blah, 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 and they start digging deep into the dirt. I suddenly realized, whoa, why don't we go over? Why don't we figure out what's up here, basically the atmosphere of the planet. So what I thought I was doing was, this was a terrain, and I thought I was going to build a bubble in which all the trainers lived and worked, right? And we could talk within the sphere, and everyone has different opinions, but I was looking for that. What's our common thing? What I accidentally did was this. I made an atmosphere. I figured out that everyone has the same exact structure. Fucked me up. Blew me out of the fucking water. When it comes to theory construction, you don't think of it as you making something. You think of it as something that was there that you happened to see, but you didn't. It's kind of like seeing God. You're like, whoa, it was there all along. Shit, Dan's not here. That was bait. Damn it! I'm a Darwinist. What do I know? No, all right. So,
Oh boy.
well, how do you know there's God? Shut up, Dan. There's an example. I don't care. I don't want to have that conversation. He's gonna die. There's gonna be like St. Andrew there. So here's what I found out is that all training has a similar construct, and it looks, I know I'm drawing another target, it looks like this, okay? There are different elements to training, and they're successive, okay? The elements, I'm going to put them over here. From biggest to small, right? Everyone has this. This is universal. Focus is the first one, okay? Now, focus is like, it's the main objective. What's the focus of this training? You just saw this big spiral. I put points on it. That point would cause the focus. Make sense? As opposed to just continuing along blindly. I'm going to get more into these in a second. The next one, and it is hierarchical, mode. Okay? So, if this is my focus, what mode of training will I be? It's basically how you synchronize it, how this works with this. The term is mode because you'll see why in a minute, but that's the point. The next thing is, it's intention. I'm confused. Is intention, and that word is very specific. I just talked about intention. And this is the thing, is that you guys typically build your training at most. You maximize that intention. I want to get bigger, I want to get leaner, I want to get faster, I want to get this. Without thinking, what's it for and how am I going to take the path there? You just sort of set the intention and go. Now that wasn't revolutionary, I just told you. That if you have no destination for that bigness, it's going to very much change how you approach the bigness, and the mode in which you approach it might actually get you that bigness that you wanted. You might not get all of it all at once, but typically people just set the intention, and it's like, sky's the limit. How many pounds? All the pounds, It's like, so these are, when you really look at training, they're set. Some people just don't think them through all the way. After intention, you have structure. You have strategy. You have your strategy. And again, this is now getting much more familiar with you guys. Because I want to get bigger, my strategy is to lift. You know, I want to get faster, my strategy is to run stairs, whatever it is, you know. I want to be the best old dude, I'm going to be stadium grandpa. He's actually a really nice guy.
Awesome.
And then the last one is content. And this was where I had the big problem. Because when I was thinking of it in this model and how do I get everyone to talk back and forth, everyone wanted to talk about, well, fucking machines suck. Why? Because they do. Because they don't work on your Larry Karl and it gets in there and it doesn't do it. The tangents, bro! I mean, you're like, fuck this, right? So how are you going to fucking have this debate? And everyone was down here on content. Sometimes you get a little bit of strategy. Well, it should be 10 sets too. And then sometimes you get the intention. But it was interesting how what I mostly saw is that if you have your content here, completely encased by your strategy, completely encased by your intention, completely encased by your mode, and finally all of it encased by your focus. I chose concentric circles to really imply that it must be completely, it's not just hierarchical, it's contained. Most guys end up looking something like that. You know what I mean? You can talk to a lifter on any one of these levels, and they'll say something very competent. But when you then take those things they said and try to put them in, they don't Venn diagram together. They don't contain one another. And off they go. And they say, why aren't I getting blank? Or how come I'm not blank?
So
I don't want to be
ideally, you
blank.
want everything to be contained within. But that's the
Yes.
ideal.
This not the ideal. This is what everyone who trains has. This is when it's maximized.
Okay.
Okay? There's wiggle room. This is just a concept. I'm going to get more specific about each of these things to help you grab it, but this is just a concept. As a caveat, I'm going to hand you the paper now. But as a caveat, I can read all the words. As a caveat, I'm talking this pretty much lasts I'll even go 6 months. 2 to 6 months. Okay? Before it ships. 2 to 6. Typically. Could even be 1.
Are we talking from the outside sort of going inward?
No, like you have this model and everything is set. My focus, my mode, my attention, everything is set.
4 to 6 months.
And that's what creates a program. So right now, you guys thought I was talking philosophy. I'm completely on this thing. I'm completely up here in program. I'm completely talking now. This is now. Okay? And that now will be now for 2 to 6 months. Okay? When you change is typically when this happens. It starts getting all juggly-woggly. So here on out, there has to be an intention of like, before I even begin, I've got to make this thing right. If it doesn't work, you drop it and start over. This is what so many guys are afraid of. As a coach, getting guys to let go of their intuitive shit is so fucking hard. Getting Dan, I wish he was fucking here, to flip a tire is going to be a fucking miracle. Because it bruises you, and he's gonna freak like a little baby. Please, I mean, that's from just fucking, strong, I don't know what I was fucking doing, I was a farmer's carrier or some shit. I got hilarious bruises on the inside of my legs from something, and they just like, go away, don't be a baby, you know what I mean? But it's like, it's the idea of like, no, but my intention is to be perfect. It's gonna fuck with your mind, you know?
Yeah, it's got on my leg.
What's happened?
Got on my
From what?
I don't know. I was trying.
That's different. Do you black out?
No.
Right.
By no, he means yes. It was like half blackout.
What I love is how it was a bust, but at the same time it was like the most corny but yet awesome. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah.
Like usually when you do that, he means you do something a little more savvy, and it's like it was by no he means yeah. Like it's like wow. That's in comedy. That's called a ricochet. That worked really well. Ping ping.
Okay.
2 down. 2 down.
Beautiful.
Oh my God. So
bringing it back slightly.
Yeah,
That 2 to 6 months is keeping it in there is what will make that into a behavioral pattern?
Let's
How long it takes?
let's look more closely at it. Your intuitions and your learning are going to grow no matter what. What I'm saying is this is the structure of the program.
Okay.
Okay? This is also a structure. You're right, this is a maximal one. So for 2 to 6 months you'll follow a program. How about this may help you?
Okay.
For 2 to 6 months, I will do this. I'll change the arrow, that might change the meaning. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do a whatever speed program for 2 to 6 months. Let me set it up so that I know what my focus is, my motive, my intent. Then when I get to the strategy and the content, I know exactly what I'm doing. You see what I mean?
I'm doing a speed thing. This is why. This is how.
Exactly.
And then I'll do this with it, and this is how I'll get there. Like,
Right, let's-
all the who, what, where, when, why.
Yeah, let's get out of the stratosphere. It might help you. 1, 2. It doesn't matter. They're just little. It's my wacky
I
ass
love all the
system.
theory shit to get my head buzzing.
Okay, there we go. It's 3 there. So go to the page 9. Look at the end. Go to the end of this shit. I want to talk about focus. This is where the theory got challenging for many a peer. There is only 3 focuses training could ever have. That makes people freak when they hear that statement. Perceptual, performance, and functional. There's no other focus that your training will have. One of those 3. It will either be to change a shape, the way a bodybuilder wants to look, or a football player just wants to have weight, or a runner wants to have less weight. It's purely perceptual. Performance, I want to be faster, I got to jump higher, burst, whatever. Or functional, I need to have better oxygen transfer, I need to breathe cleaner, I need to digest better, whatever, sleep better.
What about like pleasure? What about
For a split second, I didn't connect that to the conversation. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what about it in general?
what about?
I'll put it this way: that would actually, I would actually argue in the statement of the theory that is under functional. I'm happier. You make it hormonal. I have more serotonin or something. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're saying is like training for fun, but actually there's space for that in intention. So that's why I would say like, okay, the focus of this training is going to be one of those 3. Now here's the thing: it isn't exclusively one; it's hierarchically one. So all training does all 3 of these, obviously. That's why it's called focus. Okay, my training will do all 3, but I'm going to hinge my training on just perceptual right now, and leave the other 2 be what they're going to be. They'll happen on their own. See what I'm saying? So it isn't pick and abandon the other 2, it's pick and just accept the other 2 are stapled to Elvis. Old joke from high school. Why the chicken cross the road? Get to the other side. Why did Elvis cross the road? Stapled to the chicken. Why the baby cross the road? Stapled to Elvis. And then we continued for the next 4 years, whenever that was like, stapled to Elvis. Like whenever you needed like a cash, so you'll often hear me say stapled to Elvis.
Yeah.
Why did chicken cross the road? Get to the other side. Why did Elvis cross the road? He was stapled to the chicken. It's a ridiculous joke. The joke is that, who would staple Elvis to a chicken? That's the humor.
I'm not gonna
That's the fact that it doesn't make sense is the
I
joke.
don't get it either, don't worry.
Must be a Western thing. That's all I can say. It's a dumb, why is chicken cross the road is a stupid joke, right? So then we made it even stupider by saying why did Elvis cross the road? Because he was stapled to that chicken who was, for some weird reason, crossing a road.
Massachusetts, we're good at making things more.
They get it? It's like so dumb that it's stupid?
I guess.
Okay. From here on out, just if you hear me say staple to Elvis, it just means it just goes along. You don't have to deal with it. It's ridiculous and it goes along. Okay, it's staple to Elvis.
Staple to it.
Let's take this conversation. All right, so the next thing is your mode. There's 3 different training modes that loosely marry to the 3 focuses: gross physical, sports specific, and cross training. Let me talk sports specific first because that's the most obvious. If I were to on the football field, those things you could hit and whoa, whatever. I don't know what they call those, the bags.
Oh, wait,
that would be sport specific, because in that sport, as a football player, I will make that movement. Or if as a boxer, I'm hitting a bag, I will use that movement. It is training and it is specific. However, if I were to punch a punching bag and I were a diver, that is not sport specific. That's cross training. I'm using one thing to serve another purpose, you know. So those are those two. Now, if there is no sport, it becomes gross physical. So you guys have had that for a while, where you're just training for whim, you know. That's where the pleasure comes in. You see what I mean? That's one place where it comes in. I'm just enjoying the lifting. You know what I mean? Basically, the mode you're in is critical, because that's going to dictate. The next thing is the intention, which can also be fun. Intention can be literally exactly whatever you want it to be. You know. So for a lot of you guys, it's get lean, or get bigger, or maintain muscle, or find my abs, please. Please find my abs.
Where are you?
You're getting vain. You're going to be shocked with yourself.
I'll never be happy.
I love Jason. So intentions can literally be anything. They can just, you can just, hey guys, this is how I see you. This is seriously how I see you. You all have some quirk. That's like great. Like all the potential in the world, never happy. That's Jason. Well, it's true. No, but like I'm laughing because it hurts, Christian. Thanks. No, but like, so typically intentions have a quantitative element. You know, there's something that you can actually quantify or measure. They don't have to. But yeah, like that's, when we get to jury, and you'll see why that's important. The last two are the meat of the act. Holy crap, I gotta finish that list. Do you ever heard of like the 5x5, or you ever heard of like the cube, or you ever heard of, you have? Are you wonky? Do you go online and read shit? I'm still learning you, I know that.
I'm very, just like learn a lot of stuff about exercise.
That's what I'm saying, you go online and you scoop.
But like about nothing else.
Okay.
And like things that are specific to my life, like exercising and computer shit. That's about it. If you ask me like what's happening, where's Gaza? What's happening in Gaza? I'll tell you I have no idea. I'm not even gonna pretend to be like I know what I'm talking about.
But do you know why it's relevant to you?
What, Gaza?
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's even more stuff. I couldn't find it on a map. No, I could. I'm just kidding.
I could.
What?
Yeah,
I suck at geography until I know where something is, which makes no sense. So, but I'm saying, like, once you show me, then I'll know, but I can't, my guesses are horrifying, like when you should see where I once put Belgium.
Where's Peru? Go, that's my favorite.
No, I know Peru's on the edge. That's just one I knew that.
On the edge.
I couldn't tell you where it ends, though, that's the thing. I'd probably put Peru right down to the tip of Argentina, I wouldn't know where the fucking thing ends.
Wait,
Or-
is Peru south or north of us?
South America.
South America.
If you go
By the way, what's the career aspiration?
Current aspiration?
Career aspirations.
Not particularly sure. Get some experience, and if no one steals my idea by that time, try to make that happen.
You have an idea?
Yeah.
A unique one?
Smart kitchen?
A smart kitchen.
Are you trying to do the
Why?
dancing?
I will say.
Wait, no, so like a kitchen that like, how smart is this kitchen?
It can prepare meals, schedule meals, that you know when you need to get certain things. Simple.
Does it know what you want to eat?
Add adaptive learning. I mean,
That would be a
there's
thing.
machine learning that exists for other programs. But who says you can't apply it?
Monsanto will gladly fund this project. Find out.
Are you
No, find out. It's
Okay,
frightening.
yeah,
Monsanto
yeah.
is scary as fuck.
Yeah, no.
We're going to learn more about Monsanto. It's coming, but they're scary. But they would love that because it's going to move product. So because that sounds like it would move product. And the one major power on this entire planet is the distribution of food. Who controls the food controls the people. It's not information. It's not media. It's not cult of personnel. Food. They keep boiling it down to whoever controls the food. It's really creepy. So if you're in that game, kid, you're all set.
Yeah, there's
It's not like the-
Google's working on this thing, it's like a smart home thing.
It's a smart home, but it's not smart kitchen.
It might come though.
Smart kitchen.
Well, kitchen in the home.
Well, like the Google
The next
house
thing-
and you live in it. That's
Say
creepy.
the devices that already exist that are smart They're not like, you know.
Is it an elite product or a common product? Where do you see it?
It's gonna be kind of like how most products usually start, really pricey at first. 'Cause you don't know
But who is your intention?
elite and then ultimately middle class.
So you want, that's what I'm saying, but the goal is middle class.
Yes.
Because no one who's elite will eat prepared food. You do realize that?
Yes, exactly.
That's the irony there. So I'll do your marketing. We'll keep it away from Monsanto.
Well, someone else already has the idea at the school, but they're dumb as shit, so I don't know if that's
You know where I'll never be with you is a nightclub because I probably would vomit. You probably spew bullshittery like better than anyone. I admire that. Actually, I'm being facetious. I would actually like to see you in that. Everyone likes you, don't they? You're a likable guy.
Most people say I'm likable, but
And
they
you
also
stab him in
say
the back.
when I get drunk, I'm great
That's
douchebaggery.
exactly that's what I'm saying. I think I'm going to enjoy. I think you're the antidote for Dan.
Not me. He's not here.
Dan. No, Dan.
Clarify
Dan.
before.
No, you pointed. This is
He
where
always
usually
sits over in this
yeah.
area.
Yeah, exactly.
You're Dan.
He's
He's always seems
he's
like
confident.
He's always 5.
He's a confident Dan. He's a confident.
Confident.
What do you think of Dan? What do you think of Ziz?
They go away.
What?
They go away.
No, Ziz.
Like you said, Ziz. Is that what you said?
Help me.
I was like, they just go away. Just don't, you know. You're talking.
That was so fucking perfect. They all go away.
Oh, you're talking about that? Ziz. Like that.
Yes, but that's why your answer was funny. It's like, just all. This is
Right.
all go away.
All of this-
And I knew instantly you thought I said zits. That's why I was laughing, because I totally got the mistake right away. Holy shit. What do you think this is?
Well, I think he's a douche.
Okay,
Kind of.
then we're good.
Yeah.
Which side?
I can,
We're solid.
in some ways, kind of appreciate what he's trying to do, but I still don't really understand what he's trying to do either.
Smart.
Because
Yeah.
he's mostly doing douche dancing. Also, I wanted to.
Dan can do it.
Dan can do it,
Have
yeah.
you seen him do it?
Yeah, he's really good at it.
We're gonna have to film that. When we get a blog, we're gonna put that on there. What's that?
Yep,
That's literally how
sent him
Ziz
a
dancing.
video, but I was just like, I don't know if that's the right way to start off this TV relationship.
What, a Ziz video?
About like douche dancing.
Do it. Oh, the fucking page needs more humor. You guys are way too serious. If you can bring it, bring it. I love that kind of shit. I could see you try to master it. Wait.
Challenge.
They just want to know how to dance. I don't like him. I just.
So the next one down is strategy. That's so after you set your intention, you need a strategy to achieve it, which is axioms, beliefs, and opinions all combined. That's when I told you originally how opinions and beliefs are relevant. That they are complicit to your strategy. Strategies are all theories. You don't know if it's really going to work, but you can't disprove it. You can't prove it's wrong either. So that's where the arguments were taking place. Because someone would have these facts, and someone would have these opinions, and then these people share these beliefs, and it never came together. Content, that's the easy one. How many reps? What do you touch? What are your implements? Where are you? You know, the content of our workout the other night was the field and speed. You know, it was ridiculously vague. But it's the two inner circles that everyone wants to argue about. And once I pushed people out far enough, and they didn't have a focus or didn't know where they were going, suddenly all that fine science and fact was just useless. No matter how they argued with me, they couldn't defend it. Like they say, because science has proved this, and I would say, but why do you need it? Like, where is it going? What is your focus? What is the mode that you're training in? Like, why do you need that? And so, because I was told it was good. Most of the time, people let the industry do that for them. You guys will not. I will not have that. You know, you guys, we have contests coming up. It basically, it has structured so much. You guys following this? This is just a concept. And then as we go forward, you're going to see how it's going to, like, it's one of those big, broad ones, and I'm going to hone it back in, right? So this is just a big vulture. I need to make sure that everyone knows training theory, unified training theory. It's very brassy given on purpose. I made it, I get to name it. It's yet to be disproven. I've not seen someone provide me an ample, logical, rational proof to say that training is not structured this way. I challenge the world. Want to get into nuts and bolts, or we want to wrap?
So would that fall in between? So that's, are you trying to say it's a theory?
It is a theory.
Okay.
It's a theory.
Or an axiom.
It's not an axiom. I could tell you that much. You will never prove it 100%, but I'm proving that thing will be a bitch. You know what I mean? That's where you know where it hits that, where you don't have to believe it for it to be rationally true, and yet you can't quite prove it all the way. You know. So I want to do principles and ideas of adaptation and words and fancy words and cadences and all this kind of thing, which is the thing that will then follow us, like Diet did for meeting upon meeting upon meeting. Shall I dig in now and begin? Dave's like, yes, yes, yes. You in? We can, because sometimes